Huh? No, I prefer to take it slow at the beginning, really slow. Then ease my way into it, then really get into it, making sure I don't break it. But that's just me. How you assemble IKEA furniture, that's your own business. Hi, it's Dave Young, and welcome to another edition of Yeah Yeah. Today, I'm going to talk to you about misunderstandings. Wait till you hear this. You have to hear this. Okay, do you remember years ago there was a movie called Taken with Liam Neeson? I think they went on to make three or four of them. In the first one, his daughter got kidnapped. In the second one, I think it was the wife. After that, I think it was the dog and then the goldfish. Anyway, and every movie you've seen Liam Neeson in since has been Taken. They just give them different titles. Ice Road. He's on a boat. He's on a train. He's on a plane. But it's the same movie over and over. Anyway, the original, and they're always the best. The first one, Taken, had a great speech in it where his daughter gets kidnapped and the kidnapper picks up the phone and he says to him, "I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. But I do know if you're looking for money, I have skills. Skills that will make your life very difficult," or something like this. "If you don't give her back, I will look for you, I will find you, and I will kill you." Okay? So when I heard that speech, I thought that'd make a great answer machine voice to play to people when they ring, because I've always had funny answer machine things. So if you ring my mobile and you don't get me, at least you'll get a laugh. That's the way I look at it. So anyway, I put together this voicemail and it went something like, so you'd ring and you'd hear, "I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you don't leave your name and number, I will look for you. I will find you and I will make you laugh." And then at the end, I'd go, right? Well, that voicemail became so popular that anytime any of my friends called me and I answered the phone, "Hello," they'd give out to me and they'd say, "What are you doing answering the phone? Hang up. I'm here in the job. All the lads are standing by. I want them to hear your voicemail." So I go, "Okay." And so talking or listening to the voicemail became more popular than talking to me. I don't know why they were ringing me. I do know they were ringing to listen to the voicemail. And then they'd leave all these messages, "You're a mad this," and great crack and all that. And it was great fun. Until one day, I was listening to my messages. I dialed 171, and all I heard was, "Oh, oh, oh my God, I'm not for the better of that. Oh, oh, he's going to come and get us. Oh." And then the phone went dead. And I thought, who's this? So I rang back the number, you know, the way you can redial after they leave a message. And the voice said, "Hello, the Women's Refuge Centre." And I went, "Oh." And what must have happened was, well, what did happen was some woman in the refuge centre that ran the centre or worked there was putting together a charity night. And she wanted to book me as to make everybody laugh, to cheer the girls up a bit. As you know, refuge centres they're a great idea when something happens that's terrible to a woman. Well, I can't say on here what you know what I mean. Uh, they have these places to go to, and they're looked after very well. Well, they rang me. They must have been doing a charity night or something, but they rang me to book me. And it must have gone something like this. In fact, I know this is what happened. The lady who rang me must have got distracted and not realized she was talking to an answer machine. So it would have gone something like, uh, "I don't know who you are." And she would have gone, "Hello, it's me, Mary, from the Women's Refuge Centre. I don't know what you want. We're looking to book Dave Young for a gig. If you don't leave your name and number." "Oh, my name is Mary." "I will look for you." "What?" "I will find you." "Ooh, ooh, ooh." And I will. And she probably didn't hear, "will make you laugh." She just thought there's some head case coming, You know, oh, Jesus. The second one, it happened again after that. I was selling a car. I used to have this old black E220 Mercedes convertible, and I loved it. But I don't know. For some reason, I said, I'll sell it and I'll go up the years or whatever. Anyway, I put an ad on, and some woman rang me one day to buy it for her husband as a surprise. So we agreed the price over the phone. She sent me a deposit because I said I'd hold the car for her because she didn't have all the money. And when she had the few bob together for his birthday present, she'd buy the car. In the meantime, I went out to clean the car. What's probably happened you yourself is, when you're selling something, you say, "Oh, better get it ready," and then you go out and clean the car and have it looking gorgeous, and then you look at it and you think, "Janie, I'll keep it." That's exactly what happened to me. So when I rang her back, I said, "Listen, I'm sorry. There's a problem with the car. I couldn't sell it to you. I couldn't just say I've cleaned it. I've decided to keep it." So I made up some nonsense about there was something wrong with the car. Anyway, I'm sending you back your few bob plus an extra €50 for wasting your time. Okay. And she was like, "Oh, I really wanted it for my husband and blah, blah, blah." And I said, "Look, I'm sorry about this. There was loads of these cars for sale. She wasn't going to be stuck. So that's fine." Anyway, that night I get a message on the phone. I'd forgotten all about the voicemail I had on, which was the "I don't know who you are" thing. Well, all I hear this time is, "What? What? I'll tell you who I am. You won't look for me. I look for you. We want our money back. You and that car. This is a scam. We've heard all about it." The whole thing was all out of control. Same again. He didn't realize he was talking to an answer machine. Oh, jeez. So you can imagine that one. Oh, what? You paid money on a car and no, he's not selling it. Oh, I'll talk to him. "Hello, I don't know who you are. It's me, it's Michael. The car was for me, for me. I don't know what you want. I want me money back and thing. I will look for you. You won't look for me. I look for you. You took my money." Oh, my jeez, and the whole thing went out of control. So this is an example of misunderstandings of what can happen in life. Loads of things like this happened to me. A friend of mine took a massive heart attack outside Paddy Power's booking shop. And his wife was telling me the story over the phone. I knew nothing about it. And then the comedian kicked in, and all I said was, "Janie, he dropped dead outside Paddy Power's. What's the odds on that?" Bang, phone goes dead. So, misunderstandings. I ended up having to take it. I took taken off my phone. It was taken off my phone. There you go. But I did make a little video of a kind of another version of it because I really did love that speech. Have a look at this.
"I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you're looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have any money. But what I do have is a particular set of skills. Skills that make me a nightmare for someone like you. If you hang up now, that will be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will cuddle you."
So there you go. That was Charlie when she was about 2. And she's still giving out to me now. In fact, she's nagging me even more now. Speaking of movies, I watched one the other day. It's called Roofman. Not a bad movie. It's about a guy who breaks into, I think, 48 McDonald's all over America, and he goes in through the roof. So his name's Roofman. I didn't know I was watching a true story till it was over. Um, He's on the run. You see him breaking in. Then he has to hide in a Toys R Us for about a month while he's on the run from the police. And meanwhile, falls in love with a girl from the shop. No spoilers there. That's pretty much what the movie is. But watch it. It's quite good. Not a great movie, but not a bad movie. Roofman. Here's the poster. Now, the election is on Friday. Can you believe our 5 million people living on this beautiful little island of ours? Our choices are those two. That's what it comes down to. Of all the people in Ireland, they're your choices. Honestly. And any of the debates I've seen with them on, they've turned into bitches. Two bitches bitching at each other and just trying to kind of, it's just turned into a bitch fest. You know the old saying, if you wouldn't go for a drink with them in a pub, don't vote for them. And I'm not saying to you, do what you want with your vote, but really, I can't believe that's our choice. Of all the people in Ireland, it comes down to one who works in a credit union or used to work in a credit union or something, and then the other one who used to be a barrister and then isn't a barrister and defended the banks and then she went against the banks and oh Jesus. Honestly, do you see anything presidential in any of those debates when you watch them? Do they come across as presidential? Do you actually think either of those two could actually do anything for this little country or for anyone? I can't believe it. All I see is a bitch fest. The two of them nagging and fighting each other. For what? Really? That's just my thinking on it. And then Citywest, what's going on up there? Look, what happened to that young girl is disgraceful. That guy who did that deserves everything he gets. Everything and more and more. But throwing bottles at the police, at the guards, rocks, setting fire. The guards are there to look after us. Now, I know, you may need them one day yourself. First time, your car goes missing, who do you ring? The police. Your house gets broken into. Who do you ring? The police. And then they go, and these are just men and women like us, just working, doing a job, and they're getting bottles thrown at them, bricks thrown at them. I think yeah, fireworks. Now I understand people are annoyed and emotions are high, completely understandable. But is this really the way? The police didn't do anything to that poor girl, so why attack them? Are you coming down to the level of the people who do, the attacking young girls and beating people up and stabbing each other and all that sort of stuff? Are you much better when you're standing there throwing bottles and you're setting fire to things? Are you really much better than them? Protest. Stand there. Get as many people as you can. Speak from the heart. Try and get through. Your presence alone is making a difference. Anybody who goes to these protests and peacefully can protest, that's the intelligent thing to do. Firing rocks, wrecking things, wrecking people's property. Come on. It gets to the stage there of you're coming straight down to the same level of the people you're protesting against. And I'm not saying that all those people are bad. Of course, they're not all bad. There's some good people here just looking for work. Some of them go on to be doctors, nurses. Some of them go on to be great architects. Workers like you and me. You'll always get head cases. You'll always get, the bad end of things. They don't vet them well enough coming in. I'm with you on that one completely. But really, attacking the guards is not the answer. Attacking the people who are there to help you to keep us safe. Now, you might think, oh, Dave is very innocent about the police and they're only this and they're only that. Well, look, there's good and bad in everybody. In all walks of life, there's good and there's bad. Excuse me. But really, been serious here for a minute, but I don't think that's the way. I think, if you can protest peacefully and make your point, make your point in numbers, you couldn't get a more valid reason than what happened to make that point. I get that completely. I've two daughters, and if something like that happened, I'd want to kill everybody. I get it. But it doesn't mean I go out and kill everybody because then I'm no different than a murderer. So sometimes you have to curtail your emotions and try and be a bit more clever about getting your point across. Because you know, and I know, how the 2,000 people that went there, probably, I don't know how many of them, but they went there for the crack. They went there for, a fight, for, to throw things and, cause whatever, you know? So then, if there's a lot of that, then it gets into, well, who's better, or who's worse? Or are they the same thing, just on different sides? So my thinking is be good to each other, have a laugh, try and make people laugh as much as you can. Laughter, it isn't there far worse things you could be doing than having a laugh. Now I know you can't please everybody. Some people love you, some people hate you, some people don't get it. Like to me, my girlfriend is the most beautiful, intelligent, sexy woman in the whole world. That's to me. But to me wife, I'm joking. But I'm not making light of anything. I'm just saying, in my opinion, and it's only my opinion, a peaceful protest wins every time. You might say, oh, the time for peace is over and it's this and it's that and it's all that. I think a peaceful protest will always win in the long run. The other way, you're not even taken serious. You're looked upon as a scumbag. So, and I've never heard, oh, there was a problem. Do you know who sorted it? Scumbags. I've never heard that in my life. All what I have heard is there's been problems. There was a protest. People actually got through with their words, with their presence, with making points, and they managed to change things. I have heard that. I've never heard, oh, if you throw stones, if you set fire to things, if you wreck people's houses, if you destroy property, oh, well, then that's the answer. And only because we did that, it worked. I've never heard that, ever. And if you apply that logic, well, then there's no stopping that logic. You could apply that logic to anything. You ring for a taxi, he's not here on time. Oh, well, we'll set the car on fire. He'll think twice next time. Or we'll wreck the car. Can't do that. Anyway, that's just my opinion on the whole thing. It's like that old joke about the two bulls up on the mountain and they're looking down at a field full of cows. And the young bull says to his daddy bull, Daddy, Daddy, let's run down there and, make love to one of the cows. And the daddy says, well, let's walk down there and make love to all the cows. Sometimes peaceful, slower, more thought put in wins the day. Maybe not all the time, but sometimes. That's just what I think.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Oh, yeah, and don't forget to come and see me in the Grasshopper, Clonee, I think it's that way, this Christmas. I'm there on the 4th of December. It's a Thursday night. The food is gorgeous. You're going to laugh your head off at the new show. And after me, you get to dance the night away. Now, what more could you want? Get booking now. Make it your Christmas night out, and we'll have a great fun. I promise. I'll have the tears running down your legs. What do you think of that? Anyway, until next time, don't forget, before you go, comment below. And remember, the biggest mistake you can make in life is to worry about making a mistake. See you next time.